What's up guys, JV2017 here, and I am bringing you a new Fallout 4 tips and tricks video. This time I'm sharing how to get one of the most well hidden and hardest to reach items in the game. Just a quick reminder guys, this is your #1 hub for Fallout 4 content here on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned on my channel for daily Fallout 4 tips and tricks videos. Today I'm going to show you how to get the Freefall unique armor, which includes 2 individual leg armor pieces, and the reason these are special is that they have the Freefall legendary modifier on them, which prevents fall damage when the 2 pieces are worn together. So that can be pretty cool when you want to jump off of the top of Trinity Tower or any other really high up place in the game without power armor and still survive. But before we start, I do want to point out that this is more of a novelty item than anything, because by the time you can actually get this armor, you'll probably already have better leg armor with better stats. There's not much you can do to mod these to be a lot better than how you find them, so keep that in mind. So there are some pretty hefty requirements for even obtaining this armor. Most notably, you need to have a jetpack mod installed on a suit of power armor. And in order to do that yourself, you actually have to be level 41 in order to get the perks required to make that specific jetpack mod. You need to have science rank 4, which requires level 41. And you also need armor rank 4, which requires level 39. So you'll need to be a higher level in order to get this armor. And don't quote me on this, but in my Fallout experiences with this game, I have not come across a single suit of power armor just out in the world that already has a jetpack mod on it. I could have, just missed it or not come across it yet, and you guys can obviously share that in the comment section below, because if there is a jetpack mod on a suit of armor just out there, that'll probably be easier than reaching level 41 and getting rank 4 in both of those perks in order to craft it, and you'll be able to completely ignore those requirements entirely. But again, I don't think it exists out in the world naturally, and I do believe you'll have to create it yourself. A few things you'll also need to bring along are some chems that slow down time and increase your action points. So anything that has jet in it, ultra jet is really useful, but if you don't have that, normal jet will work, buff jet, psycho jet, anything that has jet in it is very helpful in this situation. And also there are some food options that increase action points as well. Most notably, Nuka Cola Quantum increases your AP by 100. That's something that's going to be useful as well. The last thing you should probably bring is Kate as a companion if you don't have expert lockpicking. I do have expert lockpicking, so I just brought Strong along. It was no problem. But the route that I took to get my armor was through a locked door, an expert door. So you may be able to bypass that, but the route that I'm showing you guys requires that you go through this door. So if you don't have expert lockpicking, think about bringing Kate. Once you have prepared all of that, the location of this armor is on the 28th floor of the Mass Fusion building, which is just north of Good Neighbor. So it's very accessible. It's a place that you'll definitely have found by the time you're level 41. And this is what it looks like on the outside. Our goal is to pretty much get to the very top, but on the inside. So I'm basically showing you my entire route, how I go from the very bottom floor all the way up to the top. So right here, you don't really need your power armor a lot, but it's absolutely necessary to get to kind of the second level where that glass ceiling was. So I just ran around with my power armor, and the way jetpack works, it's something that you're going to want to kind of play around with before you do this as well. I totally recommend that you just go around and try to jump as high as possible. There's some certain kind of tricks, I'll talk about this in a second, where you really need your jetpack. There are certain kind of tricks that you can use to your advantage to use momentum in order to get the most height out of your jetpack. But like for example right here, I think you need your jetpack right there to get to this floor. So you do need it for little situations right here in the first half of this, but essentially you're just climbing. There's a lot of platforming going on here. That's pretty much what is required to get the Freefall armor, and that's kind of appropriate, right? Because the Freefall armor allows you to prevent all damage from falling even when you're not in power armor. So essentially what you're going to do is jump up here, and then this is a little bit tricky, not too tricky. You're just going to jump forward and then kind of up and in to this portion, and you'll have plenty of AP. I mean, I'm running a low AP character and I'm having no issues with this. So this is where the locked door is. It's the expert locked door. So like I said, if you have to bring Kate along, she'll have, a possibility of unlocking that door for you, and I'm hoping that she does unlock it for you if you don't have expert lockpicking. Once you've gotten through that door, this is kind of the second part of this entire thing, and this is the most important part. This is where there's a lot of platforming going on, and this is where you'll need to use your chems that slow down time. So I just wanted to touch on something very briefly. Some people were saying, I've read about this armor previously, that you need to be on a certain quest in order to get access to this portion of the building. And very clearly I've shown that you don't need to be on any quest. I'm not on any quest, and I'm in this second kind of portion of the building above the glass. So there is a mission called Mass Fusion, and it's given by a certain quest giver, and you can only get to it by like doing Brotherhood of Steel missions and all of this stuff. And that's just something you don't have to do. I didn't have to do any of that. I haven't even touched the Brotherhood actually in this playthrough. Some more general observations that I had about jetpacks are obviously the more agility that you have, the easier this whole thing is going to be. When you're making these small jumps, you know, if you have low agility, you want to make sure you have at least 20% of your AP before you make these small jumps, or you could fall down and it's just going to take longer. You're going to get frustrated. So really just kind of keep your eye on your AP kind of gauge bar in the bottom right if you want to be safe and not, you know, take too many chances here. So once you get to this point, it seems like there's a dead end, like there's nowhere to go. You can even see I was a little confused, and this is the second time that I came up to this part of the building. But once you get here in this very exact position, just look up and there will be a little gap there for you to jump through. And again, you're going to want plenty of AP in order to make this jump. As you can tell, it took about 85% of my action points, but again, I have low agility. So this is a point right here, guys, where you want to save, because you don't want to have to do all of that over again. And this is going to be the hardest jump of this entire thing. We're trying to reach that hole in the wall way up on the 28th floor. And the way we're going to do that is by using some chems. And I tried this without chems. For the life of me, I just could not get it done. I don't know if higher agility would have helped me at all, but chems are just absolutely necessary in my mind for this part. So what you're going to do is hop up on the ledge like I did, and then take some jet from your inventory. And then what you're going to do with your jetpack is kind of press and hold the jump button for about 1 second at a time. Keep in mind, you're in slow motion, but if you kind of keep up this rhythm, you're going to keep this upward momentum and kind of aim for the corner. And you'll find this invisible ledge where you can kind of take a breather, and where I would absolutely urge you guys to save the game, because you don't want to have to deal with trying to get into this glitched kind of invisible ledge corner again. So I would advise again that you save the game at this point in case something were to go wrong. And then from this point, you can kind of take a breather, like I said, wait for your AP to go back up like I'm doing. And then this is up to you. You can pop another jet. I wouldn't go ultra jet. I would just go for normal jet. It'll slow down time for 10 seconds, or if you have chemist, of course, it'll go higher, and make this small jump to the next ledge. As you can tell, I kind of fell down a little bit. If I didn't have jet, I don't know if I would have made it, and I would have had to reload that quick save. But once you've made it to this ledge, you're pretty much all the way done, because the next jump is far easier. You will still need to use some drugs, at least I would. Like I said, I'm just trying to err on the side of caution for you guys. Again, at this point, I would save the game just in case, even though this jump is far easier. Go ahead and take something. I took Psycho Jet to help me out a little bit, slows time for 15 seconds, and then aim for this general corner. But this is a lot easier of a jump to make. Unfortunately, I kind of have some bad gameplay showing you guys here, because I was actually confused on where I was going. It's much easier of a jump than I thought it was. And once you've made it up here, you are done. No more power armor jumping or taking jet. There's nothing else you need to do. The Freefall armor is waiting for you in this novice safe, which is kind of nice, because there's no way Kate could make it up here. Anyone can pick this lock if you have the bobby pins. And here they are, the two pieces, the Freefall armor, left and right leg. They both prevent falling damage, but you need to wear both of them at the same time in order to prevent 100% of falling damage. One last thing I wanted to show you guys is the modding for these pieces, and there's, again, not much you can really do. You'll find that this armor doesn't have as high resistances as armor that you probably already found, and then mine came with fiberglass mod. I switched that to polymer to increase it just a little bit, and then my second piece didn't have as high resistances. Even at polymer, it did not match the left leg, which I thought was really weird. But the general gist of this is that this is novelty armor. This is just something fun to do. You'll be able to jump off of places without having power armor on, and it will be very fun. I'd like to know, after watching this video, are you guys going to go out and get the Freefall armor? Have you already gotten this armor? and what do you plan to do with it? You know, there's a lot of interesting high places you can jump off in this game. Like I said, Trinity Tower is probably going to be my first choice of jumping off with my Freefall armor. Share all of that in the comments section below. Alright guys, today I showed you how to get the unique Freefall armor in Fallout 4, and next time we will cover more Fallout on my channel, so stay tuned for daily Fallout 4 tips and tricks videos, and remember that this is your #1 hub for all Fallout 4 content on YouTube. If you learned something new, remember to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe for more unique weapon guides. I'm working on a very special character guide video that should be out tomorrow, so you guys should look forward to that. And I will talk to you next time. Peace.